Did you know the Grand Seiko Evolution 9 is so precise it deviates less than 1 second per day? Behind that perfection lies a process of obsession and artistry. This is how the Grand Seiko Evolution 9 is made. Before anything resembling a watch exists, Grand Seiko begins with its own alloy, high-intensity titanium, a metal exclusive to the brand and unmatched in brightness or scratch resistance. Unlike ordinary titanium, this version is refined under proprietary conditions that purge microscopic impurities, giving it a glow closer to polished steel yet lighter on the wrist. Massive ingots are heated, compressed, and cooled through tightly controlled cycles, then forged into precise case blanks under tons of pressure. Each billet is hand-inspected under magnification. One flaw means it's discarded. When cut, the metal sings, a clear note that signals purity. This foundation ensures strength without sacrificing elegance, setting the tone for every Evolution 9 that follows. Yet from solid metal to mirror perfection, an ancient secret now begins. Once the titanium case is shaped, it's handed to a select group of artisans trained in Zaratsu polishing, a discipline demanding at least 5 years of apprenticeship before they touch a real case. Each surface meets a rotating tin wheel at just the right pressure and angle, the secret behind Grand Seiko's mirror-like reflections. No automation can replicate the rhythm of human control required here. The craftsman senses friction, temperature, and resistance through their fingertips, maintaining perfect flatness without distortion. With every pass, light transforms, sharp edges glow, brushed planes dissolve into mirror flashes. It's a dialogue between motion and reflection, repeated until the titanium looks like liquid glass. A single wrong move can destroy days of effort, but mastery yields perfection measured not in seconds, but in microns of light. Once the case gleams flawlessly, form and function must unite precisely. The polished case moves to design and assembly where art meets geometry. The Evolution 9's case is engineered so that every angle reflects light at specific degrees, ensuring perfect symmetry from any viewpoint. Designers study how sunlight dances across its surfaces, adjusting bevels and lug slopes until the reflection flows without interruption. Ergonomics follow aesthetics. The lugs curve downward to balance titanium's lightness against natural wrist motion. Inside, tolerances are measured within microns as crowns, bezels, and gaskets are hand-fit to maintain airtight precision. Even the case height corresponds exactly to dial depth for visual balance. The result isn't just durable, it's harmonized, a structure where design, comfort, and light all coexist in mathematical unity. Each finished case passes from engineer to artisan, both signing off on perfection before the next stage begins. But the real soul emerges once the dial breathes life into precision. Inside Grand Seiko's dial workshop, inspiration comes from Japan itself. The Evolution 9 dial isn't just printed like other watches, but literally sculpted, layer by layer, to capture the texture of nature frozen in time. Metal blanks are pressed under immense pressure, with engraved dies that leave microscopic reliefs across the surface. Then begins the painstaking process of finishing. Each dial receives multiple coats of lacquer and color, applied by hand and air-dried in controlled humidity. The result is depth you can feel, with light refracting differently across every ridge. The texture of the snowflake dial, for example, takes days to achieve and can never be replicated exactly twice. Each of these dial textures takes several days to imprint and coat with up to 12 separate paint layers, ensuring that no two Grand Seiko faces are ever truly identical. For even the most stunning dial is lifeless until time itself moves. Once the dial is complete, the focus shifts to the tiniest elements that define Grand Seiko's precision, the hands and indices. Each razor-edged hand is shaped, beveled, and polished individually by hand to avoid even the slightest light distortion under magnification. The process demands surgical steadiness. Artisans work beneath high-powered microscopes, aligning each marker within microns of its exact position. Even the way the light hits a single edge is tested for clarity and balance. The hour markers, cut from polished steel, are pressed into place with force measured in grams, not newtons. Under light, they shimmer like cut diamonds, never bending or reflecting unevenly. Every surface must remain distortion-free, even at 10 times magnification, which is why Grand Seiko polishes each hand separately, ensuring perfect symmetry and crisp reflections that remain flawless for decades. Yet beneath the dial's calm beauty, an invisible heart begins to move. Inside a sealed clean room, watchmakers assemble the spring drive movement, Grand Seiko's most defining innovation. It blends mechanical energy with electronic regulation, combining the soul of traditional horology with quartz-level precision. Each gear, spring, and rotor is hand-fitted under microscopes, lubricated with micro-droplets measured in nanoliters. The result is motion so smooth that the second hand glides continuously, never ticking. Instead of relying on a battery, the spring drive harnesses the unwinding manspring's power, regulated by an electromagnetic brake for perfect synchronization. Every component is tested for friction, resistance, and sound. Silence means success. This hybrid system is a mechanical revolution. The spring drive movement deviates less than 1 second per day, an achievement unmatched in luxury watchmaking, bridging the gap between art, engineering, and pure time itself. But what truly sets Grand Seiko apart isn't assembly, it's testing. Every Grand Seiko movement faces a trial of endurance that few watchmakers dare to replicate. Each timepiece is tested for 17 days straight, across 6 different positions and 3 separate temperatures, a simulation of how the watch would perform through real-life conditions. Technicians observe its heartbeat, the glide of the second hand, under microscopes, measuring deviations smaller than a human hair. Shock resistance is tested through calibrated impact, ensuring precision even after sudden jolts or falls. Regulation is done by hand through countless micro-adjustments on the balance wheel, and only when it meets or exceeds Grand Seiko's in-house standard, stricter than Switzerland's COC certification, does it earn its emblem. Every result is logged, verified, and signed off before even a single watch leaves the studio. Yet precision alone doesn't make up for the name, as the beauty must match performance. Grand Seiko's titanium bracelet isn't just engineered, it's sculpted. Each link is individually polished before being assembled, ensuring that the light reflection remains perfectly uniform no matter how it bends around the wrist. This process, though invisible to most, prevents the uneven glare seen in mass-produced bracelets. Edges are brushed by hand, alternating between satin and mirror finishes, creating a seamless flow between case and bracelet. The tactile balance, light yet solid, is what makes Grand Seiko's titanium both comfortable and enduring. Even the clasp is treated as an art form, its folding mechanism adjusted by hand to close with a distinct, quiet snap. Each bracelet is then checked under magnification, where artisans confirm the uniform rhythm of light, a final harmony before time itself begins. And now comes the most sacred stage, where every element finally meets purpose. In the serene quiet of the final workshop, artisans begin the last ritual. The case, dial, and movement come together under the hands of a master watchmaker, a process that demands absolute steadiness. Every screw torque, hand alignment, and second-hand glide is verified under both daylight and artificial light to ensure harmony in motion and reflection. When the watch ticks for the first time, it isn't celebration, it's validation. The watchmaker examines the alignment between indices and dial texture, tests the hand sweep for fluidity, and ensures there's no deviation under magnification. Then comes the final signature, logged permanently beside the watch's serial record. It's a mark of accountability and pride, a silent oath that the timepiece leaving the studio meets Grand Seiko's soul. Which part of Grand Seiko's craftsmanship impressed you the most? The movement, the polish, or the detail?